we believe that this will have a power to transform the company and the world we are in. Thank you very much. I have to say I'm thrilled by the number of people and by the interest, especially a day like that. And, to be honest, I was thinking a bit hard yesterday evening, what should I say to, 1,000 people? And I was telling me that, it's totally overbooked. And also looking at the market, I think everybody is having in mind, will Nicola tell me, should I buy or should I, do something else right now? But instead of doing so, and you just highlighted a couple of elements, I wanted to share something which is a bit more personal for me. And, I was not born as a banker. I became one, but basically I had completely other interests as a child. I was all in mathematics, quants, and things like that. I was lucky enough, I did study physics, and, focus on numerical simulation, artificial intelligence, and this was my world. I wanted to do something there. And then I finished in '98, and you might remember, some of you might remember back in time, we didn't have F10, Startup Accelerator, and things like that. We were thrown on the street. But we saw what was happening in the world, and with a couple of friends, we thought, let's have a startup. It was cool, you could mingle around, have beers, do a couple of development. So it was quite attractive. And we were lucky enough because we knew how to develop, how to program database. So we had a hedge. And the story I will not try to sell you today, but was very simple, how to store information when you travel and when you lose your ticket, your ID cards on a website. Very simple. And then one of us came back and said, it's quite cool, we could also share pictures. So we started to create this website where people could share pictures. And I have to tell you, I was the one who convinced everybody that we should stop. And I told them, guys, it's completely ridiculous. We will never make money. Why the hell would people pay to share their picture on a website? It was completely counterintuitive. So we all went, in the corporate world, in banking. And as you can imagine, I've been thinking a long time about that time. And I'm sure, it would have done well, or I don't know. But it's when you look at your life to think, was it the right decision? But what was the trigger for me is obviously I was unable to capture the fact that with Web 2.0 you could monetize the content. So this is why I took that decision. And when I started to see, today Web 3.0 emerging, I'm thinking about the same. So now if I go back to 98, 2000, you just go back, and in 2000, at a certain point, I was very convinced of my choice. Because I looked, and people were looking for convenience. I don't know if you remember how much time you had to download a simple song. You had Napster. It was about illegal activity. People were saying, why do we have all of that? It's a bubble. The business case is not here to stay. And we had this global wash. Now, if we look at where we are today, I think we have to look exactly with a couple of the same angle. We're in Web 3.0. We have a global breakthrough. The fact that we can now, share and digitalize ownership, to me, is a corporate breakthrough. Now, on a 10-year horizon, we are, Julius Bär, completely convinced about the potential of this technology for society, for the economy, for individuals, for yourself here around the table. And obviously, we're going to have bumpy road ahead. Obviously, we are having now today a couple of protocols where you could think, if I'm earning 8% on a stable coin, maybe there is something which is not right. Today is a very tough day. When I prepared, I was talking to some of you. I even felt a bit, I'm sure some of you saw The Big Short as a movie, when people are raising their hands and say, are you still convinced? Because on my phone, I see Bitcoin at 10,000. So this is not the case. But what I would tell you is on a long-term basis, we believe that this will have a power to transform the company and the world we are in. Now, why is a company like Julius Bär at the end, a very old traditional bank, taking, you might say, the risk to stand here today and to say that we are convinced? We did this partnership with Philip, with Marta, with everybody of you, because we want to interact, and we are convinced that in the future, it's not about digital asset and DeFi replacing the old world, but it's going to be much more of a collaboration. between the old world, between the new world, and how can we interact, build bridges. Because, in days like today, some of the good old private banks are still very useful to provide advice and to guide clients into this complex environment. So this is the expectation. I see many of my colleagues that are here today. I wish you a very successful event and hope we will all interact together. Thank you.